GSL.
We just had a Terran versus Protoss, in which Reality showcased great drop play, but in the end, Sora's army was just too much for him. And now we're going into a completely different matchup. It's Hack versus the DongRaeGu with his hair spiked up like a porcupine, ready to go.
Before we jump into the match, there's just one thing that I want to mention. We get a lot of questions about the music that is being used at the GSL streams in the breaks and also, of course, in between the matches. And the one thing that you can do if you have an Android or probably also an iPhone, I'm pretty sure the app exists for both, you can just go to the App Store and look for Soundhound or Shazam, and both apps will enable you to just pick up the music and will usually identify most of the tracks that are being played here. So if you're ever wondering what kind of music is currently running, then have a look at the app and try that out. That's probably the easiest way to find out which song you're currently listening to.
I like DRG's hair, man.
I can tell.
Hair of the Week award goes to DRG. I don't care what happens tomorrow, man. It doesn't matter. DRG already wins. It's already over.
I don't know. I think that is weird.
I love it.
Not what you said, but his hair. What you said too, but like his hair.
I was about to say, you don't think what I said is weird? Like we're moving towards a new path.
The thing is, it's definitely weird, but I'm kind of used to that already, so it's normal for me. GSL Code 8, ladies and gentlemen. Zerg versus Terran, DRG versus Hack. Brought to you by Paul and Bull.
Hack versus DongRaeGu.
Hack versus DRG, game number 1 on Ultisim Stronghold. Starting to the top right, we have the Startail Terran player. His name in Korean means nuclear missile.
Yep, he changed his ID from English to Korean, actually. He's the old Xenix Nuke, for those of you guys who remember that forever ago.
And his Terran versus Zerg is a bit weak, statistically speaking. 38% win ratio, not the best here. And starting to the bottom left, we have his Zerg opponent. And this is, of course, the MVP player. It is DRG, DongRaeGu.
The Dong, the first Dong for StarCraft II.
Yeah, the first Dong. Not the true Dong, but the first Dong.
The first Dong for StarCraft II. The new Dong. The new Dong for the old Dongers.
I mean, we have 2 Dongs now.
We do have 2 Dongs.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, right now, the one thing that is actually that we have to say about this is that in this particular scenario, DRG has a really good matchup against Terran in general. His CVT is pretty good. A problem for him is that in the recent past he was faced against or pinned up against a lot of very strong Terran players. But Hack is one of those guys that has a really, really weak win ratio in the matchup, and that's not the only case. I mean, stats only tell you so much, but if you go down the match history for Hack, you see losses against DRG, Hydra, Ragnarok, Soulkey, J-Dong, and a few others, and that was only in the recent past. So he has been waiting for a win in this matchup for a long time now.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see how Hack does in this group, man.
Yeah, me too.
Because he's like, he has those days where he tears through a group and he convinces me that he's a better player than I thought he was. You know, sometimes when he has these crazy up and down groups where it's like, whoa, or even his run through a Code 8, for example, you see that and you see how well he does, and then you see him play in GSTL and you're like, well, this is not the same Hack I saw 2 weeks ago. What is happening? He has his really good days. I don't even want to say he has his good days and his bad days. He just has like his okay days and then his really good days. Unlike DRG, who has like his good days and his really bad days.
I'm just waiting for you to talk about bad hair days. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, until I see someone with a bad hair day, I won't do it. The Reaper is faster than a drone, as you might expect.
I think we're not going to see Tacita for some time, so you might not get the opportunity.
What? The Reaper? Yeah, you're right, but just wanted to... Okay. Drone was like considering just making a hatchery in the map to survive, to defy DRG.
Well, the expansions have now started. Of course, we had the hatch first for DRG. Hack now starting his own command center. And let's see what Hack is going to do. I mean, I'm really interested to see what he's doing, because we saw a lot of mech play in general against Zerg these days. This is a massive map on the other hand. So we've actually seen mech on this map. But I still think he's going to play Bio here. It seems to be more his style, and also it's a massive map. And with the slow mech style that we usually see, you can really do a lot if you have a mobile army at your disposal.
This is true. I'm interested to see what he's gonna do. Like, he's gonna he's going to poke up here, of course, with his Reapers. And saved up a lot of minerals back at home. He could drop a good CC soon. Crazy right micro here, trying to get that one Zerling. Not going to happen. He's damaged the Queen significantly, but that's not going to really matter either.
Yeah, the most important thing is going to be his follow-up here. Like, what exactly is he going to do in terms of, like, oh, okay, he's going to go into a very fast 3rd CC, so he's going to play it a little bit more passive at the beginning.
So no Banshees right away.
Yeah, DRG will have the opportunity to get his 3rd base up and maybe even take a 4th once that he identifies what exactly is going on. The one thing that he has to deal with in the beginning of the game is going to be Hellions, but they will be delayed compared to a normal style because of that 3rd command center.
Yeah, and he's not going to have the Banshees with it. So without the Banshees, it's not going to be too big of a problem. And with the spawning locations and how big the rush distance is on this map, even if there were Banshees, he wouldn't be as concerned. Scandapede says hi.
We usually have on this map a very passive early game by both players, unless one of those is going into a huge commitment to Hellions and starts to poke away at the 3rd base of the Zerg player. Don't really see that happening right now. We have 4 Queens for DRG, will help him a little bit with the creep spread and also securing himself this 3rd base, but he's delaying that already a little bit. He doesn't want to go up against the Hellion numbers and is rather trying to protect the ramp here because he knows that those Hellions will eventually try to poke in.
It's actually really awesome that Hack's able to even stop a creep tumor, and he's eliminated so many of the hit points on one of those Queens. And the 3rd commander's seen here by DRG, instantly turns his Overlord away, much to the Marines' dismay.
I'm a little surprised DRG doesn't start his tech into Lair.
He might be in just a moment. He has enough resources, so I'm a little bit surprised as well, because he could do that and get the double upgrades. It's not like he doesn't have enough.
Yeah, for a second I was thinking, okay, he's going to wait for the double evolution chamber to start +1/+1, but that doesn't make too much sense since he could easily just now start Lair and then later on get his double upgrades anyways. He has the income to do so. Now we have the double upgrades. He's going into a couple of Zerglings. Lair tech now started. I don't think there was a big reason to really delay it this much.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. That scan doesn't see a lair, so he knows the lair is kind of late. Not that it really affects anything for Hack. Like, it's not like any timing is unlocked because of this. That Queen was 1 hit point, literally. Very annoying that he does not kill it. There's the transfuse to change that.
Hack is super, super aggressive against the creep here and also against those Queens. But now he has to move back. The Queens are off creep though, and without the Zerglings, that's going to become an issue. The 3rd base finally started for DRG. He really wants to have that out. Zerglings running across the map, trying to pressure Hack a little bit.
Hack's got a really fast 3rd CC, so triple mules. And with triple mules plus that he's built his SCV count up this high, he's oftentimes ahead of DRG and oh,
what on earth was that? Whoa. Alright, so
this was like in a script. DRG was like, at the 9:20 mark, we'll lower your depots, we'll make an exciting game. And Hack was like, alright.
Well, he has a few Zerglings over at that, the natural. Not killing too much though. It's always so surprising to me. Like, you see those Zerglings run to the main base. That happened a couple of times against Protoss in the last week as well, where it looks like really, like, there would a lot of stuff would die. And I mean, he killed a couple of Marines and was able to snipe 2 SCVs, but it always looks like it would do so much more damage. And
just because the Hellions in this case, and in a Protoss's base, like 3 Zealots can clean up, 8 Lings so easily.
It always feels like they should do a little bit more damage. It's just like players have really started to react so well against these run-bys that you can make sure you don't suffer too many losses there. The Hellions definitely a big factor. Hack still had them around. He lost Marines at the wall. But it's always the question whether you really want to go and commit all of your links to something like this, because in the end the trade was kind of even.
Yeah. He gets some scouting information though. He sees the infrastructure in the main base, all the tech structures. And probably got to see the upgrades that are not done yet for Hack. DRG is all over the place with his links. He wants to possibly be aggressive if there's ever any opportunity, but with all these Hellions, it's still hard with links to be aggressive. Once the Hellions fade away, once they're gone, you can do a lot more. This is going to be probably one of our longer games because the map is so big. DRG is going to be able to take so many bases. He's not against a mech army, so he's going to constantly be doing his own run-bys, and the Bioforce has to be careful how much it commits to, because you can't just like siege up on the creep with a Bioforce like you can with mech. Yeah, and he's going to go for a counterattack here as soon as he sees the army moving out, but this bunker placement is so good for Hack, I don't even think this is going to be worth it.
No, that is absolutely not going to be worth it, like not at all. He lost so many Zerglings there, he didn't need to kill a lot.
Wow.
He killed a couple of Marines, that's it, but he lost every single link.
And even those Widow Mines getting some great shots there.
Hack, you know, we talked about statistics only getting you so far, and that's exactly what's evident in this game right now, because DRG is struggling against Hack here. And he's losing queens now, he's losing overseers, he lost a lot of banelings, the splits were good, the scan's going off, now he can start taking down a few of those creep tumors. Lings are running in once again, but these trades, they are not really all that great for DRG.
No, definitely not. DRG way ahead in upgrades. His 2-2 is almost, I'd say it's about 2/3 of the way done, and just now the 2-2 starts for Hack because he had a late armory. His 1-1 is also slightly late.
The mural is coming in.
And the mutals are coming in as well.
He have the bank, so he is just waiting for lava. And as soon as he has that, it was actually a bit of an oversight. With better lava management there, he could have had immediately 12 to 14 mutalists, and that would have been much better than him now slowly building up the muta account and not really having a strong force for quite some time.
I feel like Hack is really putting on the aggression. He's like on fire on that, but unfortunately he's overcommitting a little bit sometimes, and I don't think, well, we'll see how much he can get done here. The problem is those mutalists are going to be able to catch the medevac, so he can't just lift up and run. Those 2 Widow Mines will get tanked here by Zerlings. The 3rd and 4th, on the other hand, changing things a little bit. And here we go, Banelings rolling in, and he's got the mutas here for the medevacs. This is a big problem for Hack. He loses all of his momentum here.
That was absolutely incredible play with the Zerglings against the Widow Mines. Really well done, spreading them out immediately, and those Widow Mines didn't do anything against DRG there. So that splitting that he had there and baiting out the shots, that was so well done, and it really saved him in this fight. And suddenly he's the one who starts to snowball a little bit with that 4th base with the mutalisks. It's a really nice execution and counter aggression here by DRG.
This is the first bio mine game I've seen in a few weeks, actually, in this matchup. He's really going straight into that. He keeps his medevac count high despite running into those mutalisks, and we'll see how DRG does with this. But how he split against those mines and the way he controlled his Zerlings in the previous engagement, I feel like Hack is going to have a hard time to make this composition work. You know, obviously when you get enough mines out and they can burrow as quickly as they can with the upgrade, it's still difficult for a Zerg no matter how perfect you are. But still, DRG looking strong already here, and now this drop will be cleaned up. You can't even, he might as well just drop down 1 by 1, but even with that, I don't think he's going to get a single muta. No.
He also is on his way to get the +2 attack upgrade for the mutalists, so that will make them hit very, very hard, especially when you want to snipe just a few medevacs in a fight like this.
This has just been a really good play by DRG when it comes to upgrades in general. In that last fight, he had the upgrade lead, and 2-2 just now finishes for Hack. But this is the turning point for upgrades because DRG doesn't have a hive yet.
He's also a little bit late with the Infestation Pit. I would have liked him to get the Infestation Pit much faster than that. He had the resources floating that he needed for it, but he wants to stay on there for a little bit longer and really make this work. But then he has to be more aggressive than he is, because so far he has mostly been defending. Going in now once again and needs to snipe those medevacs with the mutalisks.
Yep, Mutalist taking a few Widowmine shots here, but it just doesn't matter. He runs all the way through here. And DRG pushing himself through with the medevacs now getting caught in the middle of the map, and here comes the second wave of units, but the medevacs are going down.
Yeah.
And if DRG turns around, well, he doesn't have to turn around, but even if he did, he would have already done so much damage. He's going to trap these Marines again. If the medevacs stay, he's going to lose them.
Positioning here by DRG, killing one medevac after another. He killed so many already, 5 or 6, and he takes down even more. On the ground, on the other hand, the Zerglings having a tough time against the bioforces of Hack. But Hack is losing ground here, and he's still on 3 bases. His 4th is blocked by Overlord Creep, and we have DRG already taking a 5th base, even securing his position with additional Spine Crawlers, and just increasing the Mutalist count even further. He's going up to 30.
+2 is done. That hurts at Mutalist, but at least he didn't get those Zerglings killed. We have the +2 already done for his Mutalist. That's not the best way to handle that. This base is barely blocked by the Overlord, it looks like. That's really annoying for Hack, just these little things. And I mean, he's producing Thors because he's starting to get a little bit concerned about the Mutalist count, which is nearing 30. He's got +2 for all of his Mutalists.
DRG finally getting that Infestation Pit that will allow him to go into air and then +3 free upgrades. He really needs that. And the one thing that DRG has to be concerned about is also that going up against this many Widow Mines is difficult for the Mutalists, since they might easily be taken out by a good Widow Mine setup on 1-2 Thor shots. So it's all about the Overseer that's coming in now too. That one Thor is immediately gone, and the Banelings hunting down those Marines. The Mutalists are everywhere right now.
Yeah, Mutalists are everywhere. Marine splitting is beautiful here, but so much damage already done, and Hack drops down to 135. 40 army supply down as well, and the Mutalists just going to fly away here. That turret is no problem for them. two-shots it. That turret goes down without even a cancel. Doesn't matter how many turrets Hack makes, or at least +2 melis, they just ignore them and run through. Now going to the main base where they're going to start to work on these add-ons. There's one Widowmine gets targeted down. One shot goes off, though.
Most of the Marines are at the bottom right, at the 4th base here. One shot goes off, but the entire rest of the main base is completely exposed, so he can snipe whatever he wants. He's making his way over to the natural, and there's just nothing that Hack can do. His army isn't even fast enough. The Widowmine shots here in the middle of the map are pretty decent. 16 kills on that Widowmine already, but everything else is just dead and dying. He's losing so many SCVs here. 33 killed.
Yep, half the supply of his opponent in Harvesters, and DRG is going to come back here and get his army together now. He's up in army supply. The one thing he's missing, of course, are those 3/3 upgrades, but as soon as the hive finishes, he can go into that. He can go into an Ultralisk Cavern if that's what his choice is. This base looks like it may fall, but I'm not even sure. DRG's got this mobile force he can use to defend, and here come the Lings. He should be able to save it.
One Overlord, pretty sad, goes down, but we have the Lings moving in, the Banelings too, and the drone split is on the way. Here comes the attack against the... Oh, nice here by Hack, immediately identifying what's going on, but all of the SCVs are trapped and taken out by the Banelings. He's not going to get the planetary, but a lot of Harvesters are down, especially since the natural is once again attacked. 29 SCVs left.
He may lose this natural command center actually this time. It's getting pretty low, and I don't see any Marines nearby. Goodbye command center, and the Mutas will get away.
Yeah, Mutalisks are getting away. We still have the gas bank for DRG. +3/+3 has been started, but the Terran player is losing a lot of ground here.
He's trying to get this base this time. He's getting a lot of Harvesters at the very least. DRG still at 75 regardless. And here come those Banelings, meaning the Marines will have to get out of here. They're going to go into the main base now. And this big parade push coming across the map can be shut down by Banelings. He's just trying to make it turn around already by doing so much damage with his Mutalisks.
Well, that push is basically the last chance of Hack to really decide the game in his favor. He knows already that he has still a good army, but in terms of income, he's so far behind. DRG is continuing to secure his advantage by just sniping more SCVs and making sure that the production is very limited for Hack. This is all about the Banelings going up against the Spire army, and on creep, it's going to be super tough for Hack to really make this happen. 17 additional Banelings just morphed in, and this army is already trapped. So much of it cannot even fight. He had an army supply lead, but he's losing so much already. The Widowmine hits not the best here. This force will chase away the Mutalisks, but he needs to kill this hatch, and I feel he maybe needs to get even more. And gets the hatch and gets away. That's a very big victory for Hack, but still, he's just lost so much already. His Harvester count is at 15. He lost all of his production. He lost so many add-ons. One thing to consider, on the other hand, is that we still have those extra bases for Hack. He has still mining. He needs to drop mules, on the other hand, to really keep his income up. And with Widowmines on the map, he could get lucky shots off. Not against the drones in this case.
That's so
but
funny.
With the drop play, he's very mobile. The +3/+3 for the Reserve player is going to be great. But there's only 13 Mutalisks left. It's still a great position for DRG, don't get me wrong, but a lot of this is in Harvesters that he can't use.
He finally moves the Widowmines just a few hexes closer. The threshold was not getting triggered there. Still gets a few Harvesters, now down to 79 for DRG, but still has 79 Harvesters against 22, more than triple, nearly quadruple, and nearly. Nearly, but not quite. Now he has quadruple of what the old SCV count was, but now he needs 104 in order to have quadruple, and that's not going to happen. Here we go. Zerling's running in. Widowmines burrow, but there's a pickup.
And DRG lost a lot of army there.
Just not enough.
Yeah,
not enough.
That's way too much here for Hack to handle. Oh my god, he got slaughtered there.
GG.
GG, good game. DRG takes game number 1 in his Zerg versus Terran series against Hack.
Sipping that Powerade. Very intense game that he just has to play through. Don't really get a clear shot of Hack's face. Now that we do, he looks really angry.
No, angry or determined. Let's see, I mean, he has to...
Oh man, he looks shaky here.
That was a big map, you know, and that works for DRG with the cross position that we had.
That was a really interesting camera shot we had of Hack. Like, he looks really mad to me. We're gonna get a different shot of him in just a moment here. He's worn up his hands. He's chosen his map. We're gonna find out in just a moment what it is.
Yeah, that's actually going to be an interesting point. What map is he going to choose against a player like DRG? In the Zerg versus Terran matchup?
I could see Yunsu. Well,
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be.
It's a good map for mech.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It seems like if he gets to play a different style, maybe things will go better for him because DRG simply had no problem with the Widow Mines in that game. Was not shaken by them even a little bit.
Thing
He
is,
just
it's
had
so-
such a good splitting.
It's just so difficult to put pressure on the Zerg player on a map like Altism Stronghold, especially when you start close position. The distances between the bases is just incredible. And DRG had a delayed third base just to make sure that he could easily defend against Hack Aggression in the early game. So right now, I mean, Yonsu is going to be a completely different game, especially since mech might be exactly what we're going to see here. And then the question is, how is DRG going to react to that?
Now let's see how Hack can do here. One map away from dropping that losers match. DRG looking solid, wants to get the 2-0. This is the GSL Code, casted by Powder and Wolf.